Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. My page is about common sense, but I try to keep it down in the nitty gritty. I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, 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 very important. And not important to liberals, libertarians, people believe in God, people like to smoke, people that drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listener's discretion is advised. Listener's discretion is advised. Going down the rabbit hole, not up your asshole. Now, as I said before, I'm the only eccentric guy on the internet right now. Just talking crazy and creepy is the way I am, yeah. I don't sugarcoat my videos. I don't make fancy decorations or anything to spruce up my popularity or anything. I just talk about stuff that's not common knowledge, and if the universe brought you to me, it's a blessing in disguise. You just don't recognize it just yet. But, of course, there are a lot of people who tend to miss their kindred spirits and their soulmates and their twin flames and not understand what those things mean. But I want you guys to understand something. If this video, if you have any comments, by the way, if you have any comments, questions, insults, or even roast fest, you put it down below. These videos are not pertaining to the masses or asses. That's about 80% of you. Now, if you're one of those people who are sensitive, you're biased, a biased bitch, or a beta troll male, call me pedophile because I like virgin women. You know, even when I say women, it doesn't convince you that I'm special. You are not special if you're a beta troll. I got a lot of beta trolls who hate me. Oh, he's an old head, crazy old head schizo. Okay, you know, so the fuck head. So what? I got more wisdom than you, motherfucker. Okay, you know. But anyway, this video is going to be about, oh yeah, if you need a virtual father figure, or someone who knows magic, real magic, just go down below and check out my credentials first, because you'll know I'm the only male that has all those credentials down there like that, who lists their credentials. I put a lot of hashtags too, you know, to make my video so it can be found, but I'm on Shadow Man. You know, YouTube don't like my shit, okay? They don't want to make my shit popular, okay, and blow up. But this video is short, okay? You are the words you are, you keep. You are the words you are keep. Just like they say, you are what you eat. The people you came around, you eat. You have to be careful of who you hang around. Most people, to me, as a psychologist, therapist, indigo, schizologist, individual, specialized, are beta. All right? Most people are not upfront of what they want. But I tell you, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a secret of how to get rid of people and make them have fear in the back of their head. And what that fear is called ignorance. And what happens is that through that ignorance, they'll talk to someone else about the same contagious disease, which is ignorance. Everyone is ignorant to many occasions, a many of knowledge. Okay? Now, what did I just say? When you say these words to people, I know magic. Just say that. I guarantee you they will not fuck with you. All right, I told my ex-wife, I tell people, hey, I'm a bit of a warlock. I'm a bit of a Jesus type, okay? You know, I do believe in your Jesus, okay? You go ahead, you can believe in Jesus, but do you read the Bible? You know, you say shit like that, their minds are kind of closed. I don't like closed-minded people. And so my ex-wife tried to take advantage of me, and now she see the true power of the spirits attacking her. She told me the other day her mouth is all fucked up and shit, and I'm like, didn't I just tell you I'm Jesus? You said you believe in Jesus. You know how you got people who are hypocrites? They'll read the Bible but don't understand it. But you know goddamn well it says in the Bible about 144,000 of his children are here on this earth. Just like Jesus. Even Elijah Muhammad. It doesn't matter how you twist it. There are people who are just like Jesus and Elijah Muhammad. So you might as well get out of religion. If people have special magical abilities or attributes, you should be careful. If they tell you that shit up front. You say, when I was younger, my shit came to me when I was 7 years old. So I'm an indigo child, starseed. So that's very dangerous right there. As soon as you say that, that should give red flags to that ignoramus individual who want to try to play a game with you behind your back. This is why you cannot be very social in society. There are those people who have no hearts and they want to experiment on your body, okay? You know, that always happens. You know how Joan of Arc got murdered, okay? Socrates got murdered, John F. Kennedy. Anytime you do something with power or truth, they are going to come after you. But so the best way to handle that is basically be upfront with yourself. A lot of people are not very upfront. I'm not really good with communications with people who are wrapped in religion, which technically means in Latin to bind. Okay, you know, I'm not the person to be binded. I believe in morals, but what is morals? We know that the penis does not belong at the ass up the asshole, right? Okay, so that's a fetish. But it's okay, you know, if you want to do that, you know, that's your boat. I don't control, I don't tread on nobody. You do what you want, but this don't come on my side. This is why we people have so much hate for one another, because they'll try to dictate how someone should be in their house. You can't do that. But since we are living in these physical bodies, if you just mention people and you just be upfront, a lot of times people will reject you, and it's okay. You know, ever since I was young, when I used to get picked on and stuff in college, and no, not in school and even junior high school, I started realizing through common sense, my Holy Spirit was talking to me and said, hey, you know, you are not a part of them. You are not a part of the human race. I was told this since I was a child. And there are people who are like me that you must get in touch with me if you're an indigo child. If you're an indigo child, you know you're supposed to get in touch with me, right? Okay, if you hear this message, okay, a message to all my indigo people. So I'm going to title it a certain way so we don't have to understand. And you basically are upfront. You cannot be a pussy when you're fucking indigo. You cannot do that. You cannot be a pussy. When I was a child and I used to hang around people would actually hang around me just to be curious about what the fuck I'm doing. But they would see me as different. They would look at an image. They will never get a chance to know who you are deeply. They will never know what you're doing. They don't know about anything with demonology. They don't know how to understand what Satanism is. They don't know what a Satan is. They don't even know no kind of words and contradictions. They don't know anything because they're a walking contradiction. Yeah, they're hypocrites. I say, go read the Bible. It tells you that I do exist. Are you ignoring me? What does it say in the Bible about God's children? Do you know what it means when the people say God's children? We are all God's peoples. We are all God's. No one owns our souls. But you can be trapped here as long as you want through lower frequency vibration. This world is for entertainment purposes, peoples. You're here to learn and explore. Because the other side is either too chaotic or too peaceful. So you come into a world where you can have time to sit and fiddle-dilly with yourself and daydream in illusions, peoples. This is very important. And so to my peoples who are indigo children, you must contact me, okay, because there's not a lot of you out there. They say it's 144,000, but I believe there's much less. Because everywhere I go, I talk about stuff that's like common sense. I'm like, okay, you're bonded by religion. Okay, you just read this and they won't read it. So they're not indigo. If you say you're indigo and you believe in religion, you're a walking contradiction to me. If you believe in an external God, okay, without realizing that you are a God, you know, you're a form of delusion as well. Don't get me wrong. You can say there's a possibility that a demigod does exist. You know, you can say that by being agnostic like myself. I'm agnostic conservative, okay? But once you tell me that you don't believe in nothing, not 0%, it doesn't exist, okay, then something's wrong, okay? That's all. You have to understand that everything exists at the same time. Hypothetically speaking, yes, okay? But if you are an indigo child and you say these words to people and you're upfront, then kudos. And you thoroughly investigated who thyself is. Know thyself over everything else. You contact me. All right? Because I'm not part of the masses. I'm not trying to get killed off like Martin Luther King or John F. Kennedy or anything, or even assassinated by like anybody else. I'm not. I know I'm like the Avatar. They kill me, I'm coming back. As a matter of fact, the Cracker, or the Dark Ones, okay, or the Alien Greys, okay, have found Jesus in this world, and they tried to kill him off. Okay, and Jesus said, "I know how to fix world peace." Okay, you know, because he was a modern day Jesus. And if you heard the story or not, you know, they blew him to pieces, and they basically assassinated his body and shit, and tried to surround him with radiation poisoning. Okay, but what did the messenger say? You cannot kill us, and when we come, there's nothing that can stop us. But of course, there will be people who will be bamboozled by the fact of religion. Religion will destroy you. As a matter of fact, to me, it's kind of like a greater good, greater evil for greater good. You know, so you got a bunch of people who are locked. They have no way out because they have to believe in hell, okay, because they sins, you know, sinners, right? We got to keep people a morality check, you know, because there's people who have these desires to do wicked things, okay, right? They don't think about others. They don't think about the emotions of others or anything. So when they see a black Jesus come from the sky, I mean, you know, Jesus was obviously black, people will start shooting at him. And when they see a black Elijah Muhammad, okay, coming down with a different type of black, a type of black that you never saw before, and it's described in the religion itself, people will still shoot it down. The white man would shoot it down, especially if he's black, okay, goddammit. You know most demiurge gods were black. Instead of keeping their color black, they colored them blues and fucking pinks. I was astonished when I found out that. I said, wait a minute, so the original colors of the demiurge gods was black? Oh, that's some deep shit right there, man. I'm not trying to turn into no hotep, but a lot of them Asian people, they scared of black people, man. They gotta keep them down, okay? They don't want you to be empowered, especially if you have that color, that melatonin in your skin. And I'm part black, okay? You know, I'm not fully black. No one's really black, okay? No one's truly white, okay? You know, but to each his own, okay? I really want to make this message very clear to my indigo children. This is just a message for my indigo children in our Star Street. You have to get in touch with me to tell me who you are. I need to know who you are. And as I said before, if you happen to think that you are an indigo child, as soon as you hit 20, you're not an indigo child. You just learned your lesson. You're a red pill, okay, all right? You know, indigo children are born before the age of 10. They start becoming self-aware. You know, I started learning about religion before the age of 7. I knew what religion is all about. It's about doing simple research. I'm like, Jesus Christ, is it that simple? Jesus. But you do need religion. Don't get... I'm just trying... Religion is needed for a majority of people who want to go on just their emotions. They don't go on logic. They believe... If you feed off of that energy, it does keep war down to a degree, because there's a bunch of people who believe that we can conquer everything, and we're going to try to conquer everything with no remorse for anybody's cultures or anything like that. And, you know, so that's why Shaka Zulu was invited to understand what Christianity, you know, manipulation is through when you're trying to push religion on someone, okay, you know, and you tell them this is the way, this is through Jesus, you know. But people who are wise will say, oh no, we got our own gods, okay, right? But it did happen. And then you get annihilated because your gods is not as powerful as the Jesus gods or the Christian crusades, okay, you know. The Muslims and the Christians been fighting over for 500 to thousands of years, okay, right? But you know Christianity created Muslim Brotherhood, right? You know, so we're not even going to discuss that again. People are confused about religion. It's so easy to break apart. But let's do your research, and you don't have to do that much deep studying. Just use enough common sense, okay? You know, play the game called Dante's Inferno. You'll understand the symbology of it. That shit is facts. When that rain was going, and the bishops was preaching, and their spirit was going up in the sky, and the devils were coming through the rain, and all the people who were weak-minded, like sheep to slaughter, okay, was listening to this one man. And then, like, it's kind of like Hitler, okay, in Germany and the Nazis and shit. You know, they believe in superior race and Aryan brotherhood, okay, you know. Their minds are closed. They don't believe in diversity. But anyway, that's all I really got to say for right now, there, guys. If you are indigo children and you know... What is an indigo child, by the way? I just want to make this very clear. Yes, baby. Very... Where's it at? On the table? I'm full, actually. You're full? Oh, okay, go ahead. You know, just put this in the refrigerator here. Okay. Thank you, but I don't need it now. There's a little bit more. Drink it all. Give it to Zavaria. But please, indigo childs are born before the age of 10. They know, they become self-aware. I try to tell my daughter about if she knows it or not. And they automatically become aware. They do not fit in with majority of people. I tell people all the time, homeschooling is better, okay? Being holistic is better than anything else. But, you know, YouTube may take this channel down. I mean, they may do some crazy shit because I don't break their policy. But I usually post videos like this on my other pet channels, like Rumble, MeWe, Signal, Getter, Truth.com, okay? But please, guys, my message is very clear. I don't play around with most humans. I don't play around. When people try to befriend me, okay, and they think they're being friendly, I usually defriend them because my spirits tell me not to associate myself too much. And we're going to do something about it. So that's why I can't be too cozying up with strangers. I don't know you, dog. Okay, you might be out to get me, but my voice is already 10 steps ahead of you because you're thinking negative behind my back. I don't need to hear what you're saying behind my back because they're doing the job for me. But other than that, there are people out there who just are just plain wicked. They just don't like you, okay? So I kept trying to tell you, stop focusing on people's validation. Don't get validation. True people, true alpha type people do not care about your validation. I don't have time to be jealous about you. My nigga, okay, I don't have no time to be jealous of you. I don't have no time to be worrying about what you're doing. I'm just trying to do my thing. All right? And that's how a true alpha is. I'm not trying to be arrogant either, but I do like to talk about myself sometimes. But that doesn't make me arrogant. Like Andrew Tate again, I tried to warn Andrew Tate. I was like, yo, Andrew, you better stop talking so loud, man. And you doing that shit, illegal shit in other countries, okay? You better stop that. He told on himself, okay? Shit, I don't tell myself. I tell people all the time I only fuck with females who are virgins and who are into polygyny. And once a female tells me she's neither of those things and she don't even have a father, she's for the streets, okay? She don't have a mindset. She's not willing to learn. She's for the streets. Okay, a lot of guys are more likely to willing to be learned or taught than women because women don't really like education as much as guys do, okay? These are facts, okay? Don't argue with me, please. This is a man's world. That's what they say. As a matter of fact, I'm talking off the side of the topic besides being an indigo. But as a matter of fact, if this red pill shit keep going on, the robots will be built by the year 2040. Because men don't really need women, okay? And as a matter of fact, since men are so kind of like that movie 300 where Xerxes was in I Am Kind, they're going to create robots for women too, okay? So don't worry about it, women. You're not going to be left out. I know how you women are. We don't want no robots. Okay? Yeah, but you ain't choosing the right men. So we got to build the robots so we can keep people from being alone or being upset with one another. We can't be having war. We make love rather than war. But you got to make love with the right type of people. You got to reproduce with the right type of people in these physical bodies. Now here, as I said before, we're here in a prison planet, people. We're in the Matrix. Wake the fuck up. You should have learned this ever since you was young. I tell my daughter, we are all living in a dream. It's just temporary. In the ancient times, we used to live up to 600 years old or whatever. But since the oligarchies, the one who control the lifespans of these worlds and these humans and these bodies, said, no, there's too much suffering. Because there are some people who used to live back in ancient times up to 400 years and they were suffering. And they had to live 50,000 lifetimes in jail or getting imprisoned. You don't want that. That's inhumane, they say. Death is far a blessing than to be tormented. Because torment is worse. If you don't want to be tormented, you should always have a choice. To be manipulated or not to be manipulated. Look into my eyes. I'm not trying to start a Heaven's Gate or anything. I'm just trying to say, you know how to contact me. You know my credentials down below. And if you think anything negative of me, you're wrong. Other than that, that's all I really got to say because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. You know where to look for me. Are you indigo? Did you learn and mature yourself before the age of 10 years old? Did you? Don't lie. Don't lie. Because there's people who love to lie all the time. I'm alpha. There's no alpha, segments, or indigos nowhere. Y'all keep talking about it like you are those things. Just take the test. Go take the test. Take the test of the Myers-Briggs, okay? I'm an INFJ, okay? As I said, I knew I was like that. My empathy is too fucking high. So I try to revert that psychology pains to just only focusing on animals. Animals are more innocent than humans. So I care more about animals than humans. Hell the fuck yeah. Because humans can very fickle, seasonal creatures. But a wild animal can turn on you. I said, a wild animal. There was a guy who was in the woods fucking with bears, but he didn't get killed for 13 years until one day the wrong bear came along and shredded his body. You heard about that story? It was terrible. It was in the audio and everything. You could just look it up on the internet. Okay? The man got killed by a bear. Let's look it up. Terrible thing. He ripped him apart because he started trusting every little tiny thing. You can't do that. Because one day, the buck will stop here. It'll stop. And if you're not paranoid, you cannot be an indigo. You got paranoia comes along with paranoia. You know, if you're an the only flaw with an INFJ, because I keep seeing this Myers-Briggs and people thinking that they're these things. You know? The only flaw that comes with it is self-torment. That's it. You're perfect almost in every way. You just got to stay away from people. If you're INFJ, you're perfect in every way. But the problem is you cannot, sacrifice and hurt yourself. You cannot do that. Don't do that. Lots of times when people come back into this world, okay, or they actually they wanted to suffer, okay, or they're suffering from a past life, or maybe they're not, sentient. They're not really in their right mind, okay, or they're mentally ill. You understand what I'm saying? It's that there's people who are born wicked in this world, okay, because they're actually possessed by another deity to get themselves involved in your life to cause chaos just for you. This is why you have to be paranoid. The people in the company you eat. You even got to be paranoid about the food you eat. Now they're talking about putting stupid 19 in your foods now. You learn some things about what I'm talking about here. You already know they tried to do the Tyranny Act for the vaccines and the Moderna, and now people are getting these heart strokes. Okay, just do the research and you'll find the conclusions that I'm absolutely correct. Okay, but they're going to silence your mouth. They're going to try to shut you out. Okay, All right, they're going to do that. They're going to do that to keep you silent, okay? Other than that, that's all I really got to say because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Where my indigo people at? Peace.